From Forex Traders Daily, this is your daily analysis with Ross Mullins, live from Richmond, Virginia.
Hello everyone, this is today's video analysis for August 23rd, 2016. In just a moment, we'll be taking a look at the USDCHF, the US dollar versus the Swiss Franc for today's analysis. But first I want to recap a couple of the trade suggestions made during yesterday's morning analysis video and in the live trade room. I have three trades going right now, one on the US yen, USCAD, and New Zealand dollar. Let's start with the New Zealand dollar. Over the past several days, we go back into last week, we've been talking about a little period of congestion that this currency pair was in. Up at the top right-hand corner of the chart, you can see this blue box and the kind of a wide range that this currency pair has been in. It's been challenging the top of that blue box, but we haven't really seen any indications of reversal. Let's go ahead and zoom it in a couple of times here on the daily time frame. And really, we're zooming in on this black box. You see the rising trend, the blue trend line. Over the past week or so, it's been stuck inside between the green and the pink shaded area. So yesterday, as it came down into the support inside the period of congestion, within the direction of the range, we took the buy into the 72.45 level. Currently sitting about 90 pips of profit as it's challenging to break through the resistance highs. If you go back again to the daily time frame, zoom it out, we can see that multiple times we've challenged that pink shaded area, so far unable to break it. So if you're sitting with profit, 90 pips or so, you should protect some profit, close some, move your stop loss into break even or better, likely locking in some profit. That way, if it doesn't break this pink zone again and turns back around, you've been able to capture some profit. But if we can get this to break above 73.25 or so, I think we could be looking for some much more movement as it continues to pressure higher. So continue to watch this. If you didn't buy it, don't buy it now. Wait for it to open and close, break out above the pink zone before you would buy it. Otherwise, there could be some reversal here, as we've seen before. So just watch that here for the New Zealand dollar. Let's move on over to the US yen. Similar situation. We have this black box on the chart and somewhat of a period of ranging or congestion here on the chart. We can see that within the direction of the trend, go back to the daily time frame, trend is down. Within the direction of the trend, 4-hour time frame, we saw the market yesterday challenge this blue shaded area. So taking sales at the bottom of the blue shaded area, 100.60. We've been able now to capture profit all the way back down here into the 100 level, 100.0. If we can get the breakout underneath the green shaded area and really underneath 100.0, we'll likely target back down to 99.70, the orange shaded area at the very bottom of the chart. But protecting profit right now is the name of the game for the US yen trade from yesterday. Similar situation, USDCAD. Yesterday, took a sell at 1.2940. Took some time for this one to finally come around, but the decision zone, the blue shaded area on the chart, did what it was expected to do. It held as resistance. Each one of these colored shaded areas on my chart represents a decision zone where the market's going to buy, sell, enter, and exit. You typically would call that support and resistance, but in this case, I like to refer to them as a decision point. The blue zone had historically been a point where the market bought or sold, entered or exited, causing either resistance or support. And so we expected that yesterday underneath the 100 period moving average, underneath the blue trend line, which we'll look at later on in the live trade room. 29.40, 29.70 was the blue shaded area. You couldn't see, we're currently sitting with about 43 or so pips of profit, seeing about 45 pips of profit on the trade. As it goes down towards 28.70 and the orange shaded area, of course, you'll be looking to protect profit as it gets down here towards 28.70. The main focus is that we wanted to get through 28.70, 28.40, the orange zone, and continue down in the direction of last week's trend, back under the orange zone to the yellow zone. Breaking the yellow zone, we can see much further movement back down into the mid 1.2600s for the USCAD. So three trades being quite profitable for the beginning of this quite a slow news week this week. Let's take it on over to the USDCHF. And as we get over here to the US Franc, let's go out here to the weekly chart first. This is interesting here, how we've come off the top of the long-term range, the two red trend lines, somewhat of a long-term range here on this currency pair. We've come off the top of it. We've attempted to break down through the green zone. So far, it is just starting that potential breakout underneath the green trend line. The green trend line bottoms out at the last two lows. You can see the lowest low here, this low here in the middle, and you can see currently the market is just underneath it here on the weekly time frame. Take it down to the daily, and you can see it tested underneath there, pretty briefly down into the mid-95s and then had a pretty rapid reversal. Some interesting things about this right now. Pink shaded area is your current support. You can see we're back above the pink zone. We've opened and closed back above it. So pink zone is clearly the current support here for the US franc. That pink zone, 95.90, 95.75. If it gets back underneath there, we already know what's going to happen. It already did it once. It's going to go back down here to the green shaded area. Currently, resistance is this orange shaded area. That's 96.20 to 96.40. Not too hard to see over the past several days. We have found resistance there. We look for a reversal, in other words, for this to go back up if it breaks back above that orange shaded area. So what do we do with this today? Well, if you look back in time, there was this period back here on the far left-hand side of the chart where it bounced around for a few days, several days actually, between the orange and the pink shaded area. The pink zone, clearly a significant support level here for the US franc. Zoom it out even here on the daily time frame. Look at the pink and the green zone back here where these black boxes are. Significant support between the pink and the green shaded area. So that's where we are right now. I don't think you would even want to consider going short as it challenges on top of the pink and the green zone. The only real reason I think you go short is it rallies back higher or breaks through that green zone. Right now, it's difficult to sell into or on top of the pink or the green shaded area. Doesn't mean you can't, just means you need to use appropriate risk strategies. Take it down to the 4-hour time frame. What I mean by that is if you were going to sell it, let's go ahead and zoom it in one more time, you want to be as close as possible to this orange shaded area to provide the lowest degree of risk, because you know the pink zone is right here, the green zone is right here. We don't have a lot of profit target. You know, you think about risk reward, there's not a lot of profit target here. So if you're going to sell it, at least get it up here. 96.20 to 96.40 inside there gives you your least amount of risk and your highest potential profit target. As long as it's underneath there, I don't think your profit target or your reward is strong enough to go short. Now, here's some interesting things here. We look over here to the left-hand side of the chart. We see a low at the pink zone. We look in the middle of the chart. We see a low at the green zone. And now we're looking on the right-hand side of the chart. We see a low at the pink zone. Could this be an inverted head and shoulders and the possibility of an intraday reversal here for this currency pair? Zoom it out. Look at that. That potential clue to reversal intraday head and shoulders. So what that means is there's possible support at the pink zone, and a breakout above the orange zone could look for some reversal here for this currency pair. So we're watching for a couple of things. I think likely, if you're looking to go short, break down the green zone. 95.30 is your best opportunity, if maybe into the orange shaded area. Otherwise, I think further evidence of reversal from the pink zone above the orange zone, we could be looking for this to turn back higher for the US franc.
From Forex Traders Daily, this has been your daily analysis with Ross Mullins. If you would like to get Ross's analysis on all the currency pairs he's watching and all the trades he takes today, join him in his live trade room by clicking on the link below. Please leave any comments you have about today's video in the comments section below.